Hello friends, how are you today? I'm so happy to be back here with you today, and I'd like to talk about this energy. Before, in my last video, I talked about this piece right here, and now I'd like to expand it to include this second wave that came after this first piece. I'll make a separate video to talk about this amazing energy here because it's amazing what is going on in the environment right now. The energy environment is incredible. And instead of focusing on frequency and amplitude and quality, I talked about that in detail in the last video. What I want to do is look at the image itself and talk about what I feel is the meaning. Number one and number two, there was a secondary image, which is right over here. And I want to talk about the meaning of this. Now, why do I interpret the images of the Schumann resonance? In my beginning playlist, I explain my thoughts on these energies, on what the Schumann resonance may comprise, and how human beings may contribute to creating the images, the energies that comprise the resonances. In fact, it's an interesting coincidence that the range here of 0 to 40 hertz is the same hertz range as the emission of human brain waves. So delta, the theta, the alpha, the beta, and then the gamma up in the higher hertz, going up to 40. And when you look at a chart like this, you can see that it appears that the energy goes over 40 hertz as well. And indeed, there are a couple of resonances higher than that. But this chart that I'm using goes to 40 hertz, and it doesn't expand when the energies may shift. So the lower numbers are at the top of the chart, and I pointed it out on the last video, but it's still the case here to the extent that we can see it. You can see that there's just less activity. There's more space at the top of the chart, and you can see that the technological effect is at play here. You can also see here between these two waves, look at just this open space of blue. You know, there's not the matrix that is often behind the energy in recent times. And then you have this image here. So let me first talk about the big image, and then I'll talk about this secondary image. And then I will address this on another video because there's some incredible information that I want to share with you on that. I'm going to share it and focus on that in another, because it's a different idea. Okay, so let me show you what this looks like doubled, because I doubled this image right here with the cross, and it was incredibly phenomenal. Well, in the next image, you are going to see an expanded, like I call it, like an exalted wave of energy. Wow, isn't this incredible? It literally looks as if the host of heaven has opened and presented itself to humanity. And this is an incredible image. And what it says to me is that there is an opportunity, an offer of energy to us at this time that is phenomenal. I mean, I have been actively looking at the chart and doing articles and videos on the chart since the fall of 2019. And before that, just monitoring it personally without publishing on it. But this is perhaps the most stunning display of energy that I have seen in the time that I've been looking at the chart. And this is what is available to us now as human beings. It's like the divine has opened the possibilities for us to draw this energy internally to develop the inner resistance within, and to give us something to rely on, to give us a reminder, to give us a sign that all is well and the heavenly host has our back. God has our back. The divine has our back. And we are an integral part of His plan. So I know that it's scary right now, right? I know that there's a lot of information out there that is frightening. But it looks to me like God is saying, because we look at the white resonance as representing a celestial energy, an expanded energy, and then an understanding of where the action is on the chart. And the action here, okay, in this chart, which is mirrored, right? We got half of the image. I mirrored it to create the whole image, and then I reversed it so that we could take a look at what was really there and interpret it. And this is an intuitive interpretation of the energy. But I mean, this is just stunning. It speaks of miracles. It speaks of miraculous intervention and solutions. But this energy is not separate from who we are. And when we acknowledge, when we understand that we are worthy of receiving, because we are children of the Creator, and divinity wants us to succeed, right, in our hopes and dreams. And far be it for me to say, but I'm guessing that a large majority of the 7.7 billion people on this planet want life, love, peace, happiness, freedom, liberty. They want to be inspired. They want to be encouraged. They want to live peacefully with their families. They want to have a world that works for them, that allows for the full range of human expression in alignment with the highest good, right? So even though the news is, it's so chaotic. First one thing's happening, then another thing's happening. It's all very dramatic. But to me, I feel that this is a message. It's a message, and if humans help emit this energy, or it's a reflection of human consciousness in some way, then we're telling ourselves that we have the capability to not just survive here, but to thrive. That our hopes and dreams can manifest. That we have the power, we have the resilience, we have the courage to step forward in these times and face the difficulties. And I want to show you the smaller image at the end, because true to form, what I find is that when there is a huge expression, an expansion of light, of the white resonance on the chart, it always flushes out the darkness, right? It always shows us where the darkness is, like where the issues are. So let me show you that here. Okay, I said I would look at this with you. If you've been following me for a while, especially going back to 2019, going back to 2020, you'll know that I've talked about the fact that on the side of the wave, a lot of times you'll see images of dark forces, right? They get revealed by the light. So let me show you this image that I see. I'm going to explain what I see here. So here's the wave. Okay, now this is the usual chart. Okay, so the wave is now starting from the top. And what I see here is a woman, or it looks like a girl child, okay? And here's the eye, here's the nose, here's the mouth, and see the chin jutting out? It could be a young boy also. It's a young boy or a young girl. And here's the small body and the legs there, okay? And then the energy kind of continues into the chart. But do you see here what she is facing? Do you see the face of the devil here? I see an eye. This is where the nose would be. And then here is the mouth. Here are the horns, one, and then there's one here, partway. See that red devil, that red face, right there. And look at her. Look at her straight on in the eyes. And look, she has her chin slightly up. She's proud. She's facing the darkness. And look at what is at her back. Heaven itself. Heaven itself is behind her as she faces the darkness, as she faces what has malintent for her or what intends to harm her. Blessing over that. Who do you think is going to win here? Do you think it's this little red face? Or do you think it's the child backed by the heavenly forces, by the Creator, by the heavenly host? Humanity, we are like children. And this is what we are facing. And what happens when we combine with our divinity, when we allow this to back us up. See, it's here at her back. But you see the lines here. She has the choice to access that or not. Why? Because she has free will choice as a human being. We have free will choice. And when we allow that to back us up, when we allow that to flow through us, we can defeat anything. Why is that? It's because it is the divine through us that does the action. It is the divine through us that defeats evil. We are a part of the mechanism as living human beings that are incarnate souls. What this says to me, this image, is that the harm that comes to the children here, that has happened in the past, look what intends to defeat this permanently.